Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, we have to work with the Java and SQL Server to connect the application with the SQL Server database using Visual Studio Code. It's important remember that the connection required, for example, in your local machine, establish different configuration and settings. In this uh, presentation, we can see uh, some configuration that you need to this uh, objective. Well, the agenda is SQL Server Configuration Manager, connection string, insert into table students. Well, principally, it's necessary that you execute the SQL Server Configuration Manager and select the protocols to SQL Express. It's necessary that you enable TCP IP configuration to enable. It's necessary maybe to change the property enable to yes, like to in this uh, presentation. In the properties of the TCP, when you give the right click in the TCP, you have the properties and change with these settings in this dialog. Well, the next step is establish the IP address that you consult in the console with the this example. For example, execute cmd and type ipconfig all, and you can see this address in the configuration, and it's necessary that you set this IP address into the configuration like to in this square. Well, and then it's necessary in IP all set the TCP port to 1433 like this example. Well, this is the first step to the configuration and connect the database. Without you have one error, for example, in the connection, because for default, the SQL Configuration Manager not set these settings in the SQL Server. Well, the next step is the configuration of the connection string. It's necessary to download and add to the class path the component of SQL Server driver to set the connection string like to this. Localhost is the name of the host. The SQL Express is the name of the instance, and you type the port that configuring the last steps. You put the database names, is in this case prueba, and it's necessary that you put encrypt false and true server certificate false, because with this configuration it's not necessary that you have one certificate to configure your connection string. And then you put the variables to user, in this case Java user, and the password 123456, and with the class drive manager get the connection with this configuration. And this is all for the connection string. Then when you use the SQL statement to insert one student into the table, you can type this query, for example, that you specify the name and years column, and with the prepare statement you can set different variables, like to set a string that relative to the name, and the set int related to the years. and execute update is necessary to create one component, one insert in the database, excuse me. Well, this is all, and then pass to the demo. In the Visual Studio Code, we have different components, like to this. One moment, please. Um, yes, I have the source path with DAL folder, data access layer. We have database connection, the configuration that last view, and then a student DAO. DAO have one reference to this object and create one instance of database connection. And then in the insert method, uh, for this, for example, in one DAO place, you have the the statement and pass the connection to get the prepared statement to set the insert into student SQL statement, and then execute this. And the app Java, you can look this line of code. Student DAO get the name of the person and years from the console line, and then execute the DAO insert method. Yes. Now pass to the execute this example and demo. Then hello world, insert name, for example, um, Gabriel, and insert the years, 45. Then the message is estudiante insertado exitosamente. In the database, we can refresh the local table and then have the 7 record that is Gabriel. For example, another, run the application, insert the name, for example, Francisco, and then 25 years. Okay, this is all for this video. I hope that you interest in this information and happy enjoy with me to this podcast. Well, bye bye. See you again in the next video.